All right, up next, we're going to break down a battle in the UFC's heavyweight division between MMA veteran and UFC veteran in Shamil Abdurakhimov, who comes into the bout with a record of 20 victories and 7 defeats, going up against Jailton Almeida, who comes back with a phenomenal record of 17 victories and 2 defeats. Listen, this breakdown isn't going to be the longest, the most intricate breakdown of the fight. Abdurakhimov is good. His record, I feel like, is a little bit deceiving in a negative way. He has a 20-7 record. Is it that bad? No, it's not. But whenever he goes up against high-level opposition or opposition where, we feel like it's going to be a close and competitive fight, and the longer the fight goes, it turns out that that's not what it is. He really seems to get finished. And it's not like he just loses. He gets finished. Now, is he losing to quality opposition? Yes, he is. But he's still losing. I mean, out of his 7 losses, 5 come by way of knockout, 1 by submission, and 1 by decision. Out of his 20 victories, he's got 9 KO, TKOs, 4 submissions, and 7 decisions. But if you look into the record, he's coming off of 3 back-to-back-to-back knockout losses, and 2 in the second round and 1 in the first round. He's got a TKO to Curtis Blades, which obviously that's not a bad opposition to lose to in the second round. He's got a second round TKO to Chris Daukaus, where he got dropped at the end of the first round with a beautiful picture-perfect left hook, and then he landed a beautiful right-handed Daukaus in the second round, and the ref jumped in. And then in the most recent bout, Sergey Pavlovich came in and put him to sleep early. Now, I think that this is what this is. Abdurakhimov is a litmus test to see how good Jailton Almeida can do at the top level of the heavyweight division. Because you look at who he's lost to in terms of Abdurakhimov. Sergey Pavlovich, probably on the brink of a title shot. Just knocked out Tai Tuivasa. Chris Daukaus, yeah, he was on his way up. He got knocked out by got knocked out by Curtis Blades. Just recently got knocked out by Jairzinho Rosenstrike. He's really just kind of fallen off as Daukaus, and that sucks because I was a big fan of both Daukaus brothers, especially Chris Daukaus at heavyweight. And then to Curtis Blades, he lost with the TKO, elbows, and punches. The wrestling was too much for him. Before that, he had a TKO in the second round over Marcin Tybura, a unanimous decision over Andrei Arlovsky, a KO in the first round over Chase Sherman. Before that, he lost via TKO in the 4th round to Derek Lewis. So he actually made it to the 4th round with the Black Beast. But as we've seen, the Black Beast as of late, when he gets to the top level of the heavyweight division, he does do good in certain aspects, but he seems to fall apart. So, I'm surprised that Derek Lewis couldn't get him out of there early, or that Abdurakhimov didn't get him out of there early. He had a split decision win over Walt Harris, a unanimous decision over Anthony Hamilton. That was back in February of 2016. But Shamil Abdurakhimov is good. He's pretty technical. He has decent movement for a heavyweight, good speed. He doesn't overthrow a lot of his punches. I feel like his technical striking, I should say, is pretty polished and really good. He likes to attack the inside low kick, but I think that inside low kick is going to be a big weapon, or be his demise, I should say, against Jailton Almeida. Now let's look over at Almeida. I just got to wait for this to load for me because for some reason I got to find a new website to use. But Jailton Malhadino Almeida, 17-2, 17 wins by way of finish. He's never been to decision. Out of all 17 wins, 11 by submission, 6 by KO, TKO. He's lost twice, 1 by KO, TKO, and 1 by decision. His last loss comes all the way back in January of 2018 to Bruno Assis by unanimous decision. And then before that, it was August 2017 via knockout in the first round over Thiago Moreira. That was back at Katana Fight. And since then, at least in the UFC, we'll look at the Contender series. He fought Nasruddinov. He got a rear naked choke submission in the second round. Goes in, fights Danilo Marquez, gets a first round TKO. Fights Parker Porter, first round rear naked choke. Fights Anton Turkai, first round rear naked choke submission. He's coming in here and he's submitting all of these guys. And he originally fought at light heavyweight. Now he's up at heavyweight. The guy is built like a brick shithouse. Like Jailton Almeida is exactly how you want to be built in terms of a frame for this division. He's long, he's rangy, he's very muscular, he's fast, his striking is fast, his takedown attempts, his entrance on doubles and single legs is fast. His ability to work from the body lock and take you down is fast. Good work from the half guard. Good work from the top position. I mean, if this guy gets on top of you, if this guy gets on top of Abdurakhimov, it's only a matter of time before he either gets TKO'd or submitted. And that's why I think Abdurakhimov is more of a litmus test in regards to this overall contest for Almeida. If he gets past Abdurakhimov, he's right up there in the top 8, top 10, top 5 of the heavyweight division. And the heavyweight division isn't as stacked, but it's probably the most stacked that it's ever been. Like, it's not the most stacked in terms of other divisions, but right now it's probably the most stacked in terms of talent that we've had. And we just gotten the John Jones versus Cyril Gane fight announced for UFC 285, which I'll probably touch on a different podcast because I don't want to take away from these predictions. But when it comes to Almeida versus Abdurakhimov, listen, I think Abdurakhimov's going to stay out there. He's going to try to land his jab. He's going to try to land his inside low kick. The first inside low kick that he throws, Almeida's going to close the distance, take him down, get in the half guard, tie up his wrist with the Dagestani handcuff, break his base, break his posture. Abdurakhimov's going to give up his back. Almeida's going to get his hooks in, flatten him out, land some good punches, land some good ground and pound. Abdurakhimov's going to give up his neck, and Almeida's going to get the rear naked choke. I think Almeida finishes him in the first round. It could be a TKO. I could see him getting to mount. I could see Abdurakhimov turning his back, or turning back to his back, giving up the mount and getting TKO'd. I could see him giving up his back and getting TKO'd that way. I could see Almeida flattening him out and getting a rear naked choke, but I'm going to side with the submission. I think that Almeida's going to catch one of those kicks or enter in on a double leg on one of those low kicks of Abdurakhimov. He's going to lock his hands, take him down. Abdurahkimov's immediately going to try to give up his back and stand up. Almeida's going to get his hooks in, flatten him out, land some ground and pound, almost get the TKO, but then Abdurahkimov's going to give up his neck, and we're going to get the first round rear naked choke submission for Jailton Almeida. So my pick is Jailton Malhadino Almeida to defeat Shamil Abdurakhimov via first round rear naked choke submission. If you go and look at the overall rankings of this matchup, I believe Abdurahkimov's in the top 15. Yeah, so Abdurahkimov's number 15 in the division. This is going to break Almeida into the top 15, and then he'll probably get a top 10. If he beats a top 10, he'll probably get a top 5. Like I said, heavyweight is more stacked than it's ever been, but compared to other divisions, it's not the most stacked division in the UFC. So I'm going to go with Almeida. I think he rolls here. I think he continues the undefeated streak. I think he has a lot of success up at heavyweight. And I mean, you look at the line, he's a minus 900 favorite compared to a plus 625 for Abdurakhimov. I know people are going to say, oh, Abdurahkimov's good value. No, he's not. He's absolutely not. The only way to play this fight is the under 1.5 or Jailton Almeida by submission, or you could probably get the double method chance of victory on DraftKings and do Almeida by submission or TKO. Either way, Almeida's going to finish Abdurakhimov. He's going to do it quick. He's going to do it flawless. He's going to make it look easy, and Almeida's going to roll into the top 10 of the heavyweight division, or at least get a top 10 opposition next. So take down off the kick, take the back, flatten out, ground and pound rear naked choke. First round rear naked choke submission for Jailton Almeida.